I ran to Dollar Tree and grabbed some of their wood pieces, cut one of those in half, sand down both of my pieces. Then I used some wood glue to secure each of the half pieces to the ends of the full piece. So I grabbed one of the thinner wood pieces and measured it to fit on the front. I cut it again down the center lengthwise to make two thinner pieces. Next, I grabbed that smaller excess piece that I had set aside and I repeated that process of cutting it lengthwise to make two thinner pieces. I used some more wood glue to put all my thinner pieces together in a frame shape. I used my drill to pre-drill holes up through the bottom and into the half pieces. Then I added a small wood screw into each side for extra security. Once the wood glue was dry, I filled in any gaps with some wood filler and let it sit for about an hour before sanding it down. Once both pieces were prepped, I painted all of them with a couple coats of white latex paint. I grabbed a piece of cane webbing and placed it into some warm water for about 30 minutes. Then I removed it from the water and patted it dry, and I just cut that down to fit the thinner frame and used my staple gun to attach it. And I made sure I was pulling that cane web tight as I was stapling it. I used some more wood glue to attach that piece to the front of the larger wood frame. I added some heavy-duty D-rings to the back, and I ended up with this really neat wall shelf that could be used for many different things.
I saw these lemons recently. I grabbed this stick outside. I'm going to snip them off the plastic branch that they came on. It's time to attach them to my real branch. It's time to add these beautiful faux lemons. I want the lemons to look natural, so I'm going to attach them under the leaves. To keep the tree securely in place, I'm going to use some floral foam. I'm going to use some of the bright green moss here to cover up that foam. My new mini lemon tree adds the perfect pop of color that I was looking for and was a breeze to put together.
Pick up 4 doormats and duct tape from Dollar Tree. Tape 2 doormats together with duct tape. Make sure they are lined up on all of the edges. Attach the other 2 doormats to create one larger mat. Secure with duct tape across the outer and inner edges. Add duct tape strips all across one side of the mat, covering it completely. Take fabric of choice and wrap it around the large mat. Cut the edges of the fabric to make it about 3 to 4 inches wider than the perimeter of the mat. Fold around the mat and use a hot glue gun to secure the fabric in place. Take Scotchgard and spray a couple of layers on the mat outdoors to add a protective waterproof layer. There you have it, an inexpensive way to create your own bath mat or small area rug for your home for less than $7.
First, we're going to spray paint. I'm using Rust-Oleum Satin Heirloom White and Rust-Oleum Stone. We're going to take some painter's tape. You kind of want to rough tear one edge of it. We're gonna put this along the bottom. I'm using a craft paint and I'm just using brushed gold. You kind of want to make it look like the paint is kind of tearing and you can see underneath it. Here's the finished product and I absolutely love how they turned out.
Pick up 1 garden border from your local Dollar Tree. Cut the spike bases off. Add small black zip ties to attach the wreath form to the border fence. Wrap the border fence with small twinkle lights all the way around. Add greenery of choice around the top of the border fence with hot glue. There you have it, a cheap way to create your own boho-inspired pendant light for your home for less than $10.
I'm going to stick these grasses and weeds to this glass. Cut off these extra bits on the bottom. Now I'm going to stick the tissue paper to the vase. I'm going to use a glue stick and then just rolling it, pulling it tight on this side, some more glue down and gently stick that in place too. I'm going to go around and just trim and just see how pretty these are. Really, really simple project to do.
Start to paint your pots and saucers with a matte finish paint or chalk paint. Take a paper napkin and separate the 2-ply layers. Draw a circle and cut it out with scissors. Take the saucer and brush the decoupage glue so the bottom and sides of the saucer are covered. Place the paper napkin circle and press down in the center and smooth the napkin out. Dip a small paintbrush in water and brush along the top of the saucer. Add a final layer of decoupage glue. Take a strong adhesive glue and place a ring of glue. Place the saucer on top of the bottom of the pot. You now have a beautiful clay pot candle holder.
Run to Dollar Tree and pick up one large plastic bowl. Use a palette knife and drywall spackle to apply to the exterior of the bowl. Create a hole in the bottom of the bowl in the size of a light socket. Finish spackling around the hole. Add Dixie Belle's Slick and Stick to the inside of the bowl with a paintbrush. Take Modern Masters metallic gold paint, at least 2 layers. Sand the surface of the spackled exterior. Take Rub and Buff and buff into the surface of the bowl interior. Take a hanging light kit from Amazon, add a light bulb of choice, hang in place, and plug in. Create your own modern pendant light for less than $15. I sourced a couple things from the Dollar Tree, so I'm going to be using the Rust-Oleum milk paint. We are going to add our hot glue, put it into the corner. So we're going to do this in all 4 corners. So once that kind of sets, we're going to flip it over and do the other side. We are going to be taking our smaller pieces and we're going to be creating an X shape. And then I'm going to come in with my hot glue gun. We are going to glue these together, painting it the same color as we did the other pieces. We are going to hot glue. All right, so we're going to let this dry here for a moment. And that's where this comes into place. Just need this piece. We're going to clip off this piece. We're going to paint it. So now that this is all glued and dried, I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue and I'm going to put it in the hole. Now that we've attached the tumbling tower pieces, so I can go over the edges. And here's the finished product of my chic distressed farmhouse lantern. I really love how it came together.